Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And again, welcome back to my channel. We're doing another Get Fit With Me series yoga edition. And in this particular one, we are doing, it is roughly a 20-minute full body yoga routine, and it's a morning yoga routine. And it is by the YouTuber Yoga with Shanika. And it is a full body yoga flow. And yeah, I have reviewed her one other time before. I think the last thing I reviewed from her was something, it was yin yoga for like upper body. And it was around the time when I was really having a lot of back issues. And I mean, that really wasn't that long ago. It was probably a month ago. But that's gotten better. So we haven't been doing that lately. But I did mention I want to revisit her channel to see what else she has going on. And I noticed that this one is more of a flow versus it being yin yoga. So I definitely wanted to check it out. And this video came out about 2 days ago. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's see what it's about. In today's practice, we are going to start in a child's pose, extended child's pose. And then once we are in that extended child's pose, we're going to extend it while we're stretching to the left, and then extend it and stretch to the right, getting a nice side stretch, side stretch on both our sides. Stretch of the extended child's pose on both sides. We then are going to do a variation of a cobra pose, and then from the cobra pose we are going to go back to a extended child's pose, and we're going to do this almost like in the form of, with our breath, in the form of cat and cow. So we're going to go back to that kind of like cobra type deal into extended child's pose. We're going to do that a couple times. And I did kind of do this next sequence kind of incorrectly. So what we were supposed to do is we are supposed to stay on both sides, but we're supposed to rotate it going both ways, like opposite direction. So the first direction, we're basically making circles one way and then making circles another way, but it's more deliberate and kind of in the slow motion. And then once we do that, um, going both ways, then from there, we're going to kind of end up in like a side gate pose. And then from that side gate pose, then we're going to then extend it almost kind of like a variation of a wow thing where we're doing our extended side, doing a side stretch. And then from there, we're going to be doing the same sequence on the other side. The other side, I did do it correctly. So one side, yeah, I did the rotation multiple times on one side because I did that incorrectly. We're finally going to make our way to our first downward facing dog. And we're going to be pelling the dog and holding on to the dog for a little bit. And I'm not sure how else to say that. But then from there, we're then going to go from being in downward facing dog to a plank position, kind of doing a similar thing of a cat and cow sequence, back to downward facing dog, but only we're using the downward facing dog and plank to do the same movement again. And we're going to be doing that a couple times here. From here, we're then going to then end up kind of doing like our version of either upward facing dog um, or a cobra. And then from there, we're then going to then make our way to almost kind of like a variation of a fish pose. I'm just giving our back a stretch. We're not going to go on to full-on fish pose, but we're going to start off first where we just have our hands behind our back and we're going to be stretching that. And then from there, then we're going to be lifting our feet up. Kind of like, I would say, I kind of want to call it fish coat pose, but also kind of like a Superman. It's kind of like that kind of variation, but it's a little bit more of a fish pose versus a Superman. Next, we're going to end up lying on our back, and from lying on our back, then we're going to then put our knees into our chest, giving ourselves a nice big hug, a nice squeeze, and then from there, then we're going to make our way to a happy baby pose. From the happy baby pose, we then will go into having our feet as wide as the yoga mat with our knees touching each other, kind of as a resting pose. And then from there, once we do finish up with that, we then will make the conscious effort of rocking back and forth. And we're going to be doing that rocking back and forth motion 3 times, but we're up until the 3rd time, the final time. We're going to make sure when we're rocking back and forth, we're not letting our feet touch the mat. Kind of like doing a little bit of core work. And we're almost at the point, I believe, where we're going to be wrapping up the practice. So this is kind of one of the last sequences we have here. Hi, so that concludes the practice for today, and well, we are close. Let's see if I can fix this a little bit. Uno momento. It's a little bit better, not by much, but anyway, that does conclude the practice for today. How I would rate it, I would actually give it, I was thinking really hard to figure out what I'm going to give it. I'm actually going to give it a 9. And the reason why I'm going to give it a 9 is it was a pretty quick practice. I kind of was yearning for more, so maybe that's kind of why I didn't give it a 9.5 or a 10, because about time the practice is over with, I kind of wanted more. I like that she changed it up this time around too, so yes, I do recommend you do more practices like that because I like that it was different than what she's done before. Typically, she also does a lot of yin yoga, which is a little bit more chilled, but I like that this was a little bit more strength-based because, and also too, If you go from doing like downward facing dog to plank over and over again, it is definitely that's a really good core workout of doing yoga. So I love that. And I love that the strength was very subtle, but it was definitely there and you kind of needed it. So I like that. The other reason why I gave it a 9 was also because, as you can probably tell, my allergies are just number today. They're doing a number on me today. My allergies are killing me. They started being a problem probably about 2 days ago, and it's gotten worse. Yesterday was a little bit better because I ran, and today I think it's because it's been raining. And whenever it's been raining, I can just feel it all my sinuses. It's just a hot mess. But when I was doing all that movement, it actually started to clear things up. So I was actually starting to feel better. And then once I stopped, it just kind of all came back. So this is what you're getting right now. It's coming back because I stopped the movement. Because believe it or not, for me, I don't know if everyone's like this. It does clear out my sinuses a lot of times if I do exercise. And I was getting into that. My mic shut off in the middle of me talking. But anyway, yeah, so when I run and or do any type of cardio, especially, or once just blood starts flowing, my allergies start feeling better, drainage starts, I just feel better. I get a release. And so I recommend, if you are someone that has allergy problems and it's not breathing related issues where it's not causing breathing issues, I would recommend doing a little bit of exercise to kind of loosen things up. It does usually help. For me, it does anyway. But what I was getting at that is it helps while I'm doing it. And then when I'm done, it just all starts to slowly come back. So the pressure just comes right back. I'm like, oh, but anyway, I'm not going to say too much anymore. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of content. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and I will see you next time. Bye.